Good afternoon everyone. This is the first video of the Java series, mainly designed for the students of class 19 of ICC board and those who will start the programming language Java in their college level. They can also follow this video. So this is a very short video, first introduction of Java, and I am using here the IDE, Integrated Development Environment tool, as BlueJ. This software can be used at school level, also for college level, but further in graduation level, if we use advanced software like the NetBeans and Eclipse, then the students can also get an idea of project development using the programming language Java. So Java is a third generation programming language, and we know that third generation is a high level programming language, and in this programming language case sensitive instructions are used, and the instructions follow the block structured programming. And in this IDE, first we have to create a project. I have already created a project named Java, you can see in the title bar. So the procedure for creating a new project is project, new project, and then new project dialog box will open, and here you will choose the location, means the folder where you want to store the project, and then you will type the name of the project and then OK. Then your project will be created. As I have already created a project named Java, and this project Java day 1 I have created. So this project is basically for storing different components of a project. Like we can create classes. Whenever we start programming in Java, then we first create the classes, although other components, other entities are also there which we can create, like interfaces we can create, enumerated data types we can create. But first, as it is the starting video, so I will be using the classes where we can write the code, and then we can compile the code, and then we can run the code using the component of Java known as Java Virtual Machine. The actual software of the Java is Java Development Kit, and now Java is the product of Oracle Corporation, and you can download JDK, which is free from internet. The latest version of JDK you can download, and after installation of JDK you will install the BlueJ software, the IDE. Otherwise you can also use Eclipse or NetBeans or JCreator software for Java software development or project creation or simple code writing. In this interface, first we will have to create a class. As I have created two classes named keyboard input and bus number. So how to create a new class? Click the button new class, then you create new class dialog box will open, and here you will type the name of the class and then OK. Not a valid Java class name because I have not typed anything, so it is showing that not a valid Java class. You have to type something, and we know that when we name something like class, or we name the variable, we means the programmer name the variables or class name, we follow some rules, like class name cannot have space, class name can have alphabets and digits, class name can have special character like underscore, but we can't use punctuations in the class name, comma, semicolon, full stop we can't use in the class name. So valid class name, as I have given here one class I have already created, keyboard input. Keyboard input is the class name where the first letter of the class name is capital, and also the second word, first letter of the second word input I is capital. As I have used two words in this class name, I have converted the first letter to uppercase and then other letters in small case. So this is known as the camel casing concept in Java, and I have not used any special character in the class name. So this class, as you can see, slanting lines are there. That means this class needs to be compiled. This class is not compiled. I am double clicking the icon. Then this is the code window. Code window, you can see different tabs are there. compile tab, if you click, then the program will be compiled. That means program will be translated and it will be converted to an intermediate. It will be converted to an intermediate code known as bytecode or class file. So this is a program where I have tried to explain the concept of keyboard input, where user can type something when the program will run, and after accepting input the program will calculate. It's a very simple program, as it is the first video of this series. So here I have demonstrated only 2-3 operations, like how to add two numbers, how to subtract one number from another, and how to calculate some power concept, that is a to the power b. So for this the outer block is the class. It is a unit in Java where we can write code, but only within class we can't write code. We need to create another unit, another module, and that is known as a function. So here I have typed the declaration of the function main, and where I have written the code. So actual code, this blue portion consists of the actual valid code, and this is the header or prototype declaration of the function main. Later on I will explain clearly about the functions when in other videos, when I will start explaining the concept of user defined functions. So it is basically a function which is defined by me. So it is a user defined function, and this function has name main, other components of the function. Slowly I will explain in my later videos. And this is the first line of the class, and this is the ending of the class. As Java follows the block structured programming language, each block is enclosed within curly bracket open and curly bracket close. Inside that class, another module or another block is known as the method, where actual code resides. So this is the code. In the first line I have declared 3 variables, x, y, and result. These 3 variables are of int type. In Java, if we want to store any value in memory, we need to allocate space in memory. And what is the rule for memory allocation? You have to name the memory location. Memory is a huge space, so you don't know as a programmer the address of the memory as you are writing code in high level programming language. So we don't deal with the addresses of memory. Memory addressing, where the particular memory location is allocated for a user programs, that is decided by the operating system. Operating system is the overall manager who allocates space for a program, who deallocates space for a program. So here I need to store 2 integer values, so x and y, 2 memory locations I have allocated. As I can't write addresses, I will write name. So x and y are the names of the locations, and result is another location. I don't know the exact address. I don't need to know the address of the memory location. Only the names are sufficient for a programmer. X, Y, and result are 3 memory locations where I can store integer values. Int refers to the integer type. Integer type means here I can store values without decimal, but I can also store sign, that is positive or negative. This is a data type supported by Java. X, Y, and result actually indicate 3 memory locations where we can store integer values. Integer means positive or negative sign along with the values where decimal portion will not be there. Next line, double slash, that is the comment for the program. Comment means I have explained the meaning of the line. The next line, where I have created one object of one class named scanner for keyboard input. Keyboard is a hardware, we know that. But for Java as a programming language, keyboard is considered as an object for the program. So I have created one object of scanner type which helps to take input from the keyboard object, and system.in refers to the keyboard object. And scanner basically belongs to the library of Java, which is also known as a standard library class or built-in class. And this class consists of several functions which help us to accept values from keyboard, and also it helps to read values from files and other sources. Now the scanner object I have used here to accept input from the keyboard. So this scanner object, the name of the object is scan, and right side, this is the syntax of creating scanner object. In almost all the programs we will use this object for keyboard input, and so this is the standard line. This variable scan can be any name following the convention of the variable naming. In next videos or next to next videos I will surely explain the rules of variable declarations. And new is the keyword for object creation in memory, as Java is an object oriented programming language. So in runtime, when we want to create object to store some value, to indicate an entity, then we use new keyword to create object in memory. Here I have created scanner object in memory, and scanner object is connected with the keyboard. Keyboard is represented here by system.in. System is another class name. All the classes which we are using in this program, which are already present in the library of Java, starts with the names of the classes start with capital letter. So scanner is a class, system is a class. Like here, next line, I have displayed the message enter value of x and y, which will be displayed in the output screen with the help of this println function. Println is a library function, and this function helps to display values which we represent within double quote, that is a string value, and this value will be stored in will be displayed in monitor output screen. And next one, so this line creates object of scanner class, which helps us to accept input from keyboard, and this line with the help of println method I have displayed the message enter value of x and y, and this message will be displayed when we execute the code. So enter value of x and y, if this message appears in screen, then user will enter values for x and y. The first value will be stored in x variable with the help of nextInt function. NextInt is a function library functions of scanner class, and I have called this nextInt method or function by the object scan, which is a scanner type of object. So nextInt method helps to accept integer value from keyboard. It can only accept integer value. If we enter any other format which does not support integer or which does not convert automatically to integer, will not be accepted by nextInt, and then you will get runtime error. So the first value will be stored in x memory location, next value will be stored in y memory location, and nextInt method will help you to accept keyboard input. Next, I have added the values represented by x and y, and I have stored in another memory location indicated as sum. So first line I have declared x, y and result variable. Here again I have declared another variable sum, where I have stored the summation of x and y. Next line I have declared another variable diff, all are of int type because my source data is of int type. And difference, that is x minus y, I have stored in another memory location pointed by diff. And then next line I have calculated the value of x plus y to the power 3. So x plus y whole cube, x plus y whole cube I have calculated, and for this calculation I have called another function, library function known as foo, because in Java there is no such standard operator for calculating to the power value. So if I want to calculate any to the power value, then I need to call this function foo, which belongs to math class. Math is a library class, and this function foo accepts two values in bracket. First one is the value, means base, and then second one is the exponent. So x plus y is my base value and 3 is the exponent, so it will calculate x plus y to the power 3. And this foo function always calculate values and generates result in decimal number, and the data type which it generates is double type. So double type value we can't store in a variable of int type, as I want to store the value in a result variable and result is declared as integer variable. So the value generated by POW, which is a double value, that is a decimal and big size value, cannot be stored in an integer variable. That is why there is a need for typecasting. So typecasting, this is a comment line. I have typecasted to the base type, that is integer, and from decimal to integer casting, this is my target type. So the target type I have mentioned means the type of the variable where I want to store, and that is why I have mentioned the data type, target data type int in the bracket. This is the syntax for Java, this is the grammar for using typecasting, and after that the sum and the difference are displayed with the help of println method. Sum is a variable and diff is a variable, so I have not enclosed them within double quote, whereas double quote sum equals to and double quote difference equals to are the messages which I need to print, and here plus is not working as addition operator, plus is working as a concatenation operator, and sum is the message and this sum represents the value of the variable. And then next line I have displayed the value of result, that is x to the power y. Carets, this symbol does not work as to the power in Java, that is why I need to call the method POW. So this is the explanation of the program. After writing the program, I will compile the program. This program input x and y and calculate their sum, difference, and x plus y to the power 3. X and y are the integer values. Okay. So these are the codes. First variable declaration, then object creation for keyboard input, scanner class object creation, then keyboard input by scanner class method next int. We are accepting integer type of value, that is why next int method is used. If we want to accept double type of value, then next double function will be used. Next line I have calculated the addition and then difference and then to the power value with the help of POW function, and then last two lines are the display output. So I have compiled the code. See, class compiled, no syntax error. Syntax means grammatical error. During compilation procedure, the compiler checks for the syntax or grammar, and the Java compiler, the name of the Java compiler is javac.exe, and it is present inside the JDK software, and Javac program checks line by line for the syntax and then checks each component. In next video I will explain the component of a program, main 5 components of our program I will explain in next video. And this is the basic one where I have allocated space for memory for my data, for my inputs and my outputs of the program, and these are my codes which are also stored in memory. And separate memory location I have allocated for user input and output. So x and y are the input variables, result, sum and diff are the output variables which are stored in memory. After the execution of the code, the input and the output variables will contain the value, and when we'll stop, then we'll not be able to access the inputs or outputs. Next time again if you run the code and you enter the value, then your input data and output data will be produced. Your code can be saved in a file named keyboardinput.java. Extension of Java program is .java, and your file name will be same as the class name, and when you compile, then another file is created and the extension of the file is .class. So keyboardinput.class will be created after compiling your code, and that .class file is known as bytecode, which is an intermediate code, and this intermediate code can be interpreted by Java Virtual Machine JVM, and after that the machine code will be generated, and then the code will be transferred to operating system, and then operating system will transfer the code to CPU to get the output. So let's see the output. I am returning back to the project window. and see the slanting lines of this that's rectangular space for the keyboard input class are vanished. That means the program has no syntax error. Now right click on this icon and void main. So the method call window will be displayed. Press OK. Then this is the output window. Enter value for x and y. I am entering 5, then I am entering 2. So sum equals to 7, difference equals to 3, and then x plus y to the power 3 will be 7, that is 5 plus 2 7, 7 to the power 3, that is 343. Again I am executing my code. So it will be 6 and then next line 3, and summation will be 9, difference will be 3, and x plus y, that is 6 plus 3, 9 to the power 3 will be 729. You can see that after displaying the sum value there will be no space, there is no space between 9 and difference, and this is due to the instruction sum equals to no space, so I can increase space, and then difference I can increase space. Here also I can add a space, and again compile the code. Again going back to the project window and run my code. Enter value 5, then 6, so the sum is 11. Now you can see space has appeared. Sum equals to 11, space difference equals to 5 minus 6 minus 1, and then 5 plus 6, 11 to the power 3, that is 1331. Going back to the code window. So this is the very basic code where a student can accept input from keyboard and store the value. Obviously I have used only one type of data here, and next in method I have used to accept integer input. In my next video I will show how to accept other types of input values which are supported by Java, and then only addition, subtraction and to the power operation I have explained here with the output. We can display output with the help of println method, but println needs to be called like system.out.println and then bracket open, bracket close. This is the syntax for Java. And after writing the code, compile the code, then go back to the project window, right click on the icon, click void main, and then click OK. Your project window will your output window will open, where you can enter the input and you can see the output. So this is the explanation of the first program for the Java series. I will be back with my next video. Till then, bye.